Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and, well, you probably recognize this. This is Bloodbowl, and I'm currently online. Go figure. So, originally I finished my series of Bloodbowl with no real interest in continuing, and I generally didn't want to go online simply because, well, I didn't know anyone. Well, I ended up getting a message over YouTube from a Shadowhawk 2012 offering to do some sort of league where we're going to be recording all of our matches and talking over Skype and stuff like that. And at least that's the gist of it. So, yeah, I entered his league and now we're part of it. I will include links below of all the people participating and I'll discuss them in a bit. I am playing as an Amazon team called Help Me Irin. For those familiar with Touhou, probably know what I'm referring to, and all the names are based off Touhou characters. The main advantage of the Amazon team is generally they all have dodge. Well, actually, they all have dodge, not generally. And they have average stats. They have average movement, average strength, average agility, but below average armor, which is their weakness. But they also have very strong positionals. And all their positions are relatively cheap, so it's very easy to just buy what you need and right off the bat, and that's generally what I did. I bought the full roster of 11, which was 2 throwers, 2 catchers, 4 blitzers, which is another advantage. They get access to 4 blitzers, which have block and dodge. And I went ahead and picked up 3 linewomen. And then I decided to go. I usually, at this point, if I'm playing against the AI, I would just go 4 rerolls. But in this case, I went with an additional linewoman because I was expecting to get some ridiculously bad rolls like usual and get some injuries. So I have 12 players, 3 rerolls, and for some reason it wouldn't let me go into the game with 990 team value. I had to have 1,000, so I bought a cheerleader. In hindsight, I probably should have just bought Fan Factor, but whatever. Anyway, let's quickly go over the players I have access to. We'll start with the throwers. Named after the little quote and gonna be the leader, we got Kaguya Horasan, who's well, she's participating, but Irin's not gonna. The only way Irin was gonna let her play is if she played someone in the far back. So she's a thrower, and with throwers, they have access to both dodge and throw, which means they get dodge and pass, which allows them to re-roll their pass roll once, and yeah, that's good. It's pretty much the standard stuff there. The other thrower is Yuka Kazami, who's a rather lazy character and generally relies on ridiculously powerful attacks, which she won't be able to use in this game. But she's going to be a thrower nonetheless, and she'll hopefully be my backup just in case Kaguya gets injured or something. Of course, if Kaguya gets injured, Iran will injure me. So, from the catchers, we have Chin, who's our lovable cat Shikigami, who's going to hopefully be able to slip through the many tackle zones I'm going to be having to dodge through and be a receiver for us. Our other receiver is Akio Hiede, who's going to be participating despite the fact she's not very healthy. But hopefully she'll do fine with her brush and doing 10 damage at a time. From the blitzers, well, actually, I forgot to mention what the catchers do. The catchers have dodge and catch. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. They all have the same stats as the other positional, but they just have catch instead of, throw, along with dodge. So they're generally pretty good at holding their own. With the dodge skill, as long as you're not running into anything with tackle, such as dwarves, they can only be knocked down a third of the time. And eventually it'll be 1/6 of the time if you can get the block skill. Alright, as for the blitzers, you get 4 of them, which is actually a neat advantage. The only disadvantage is blitzers do not get they don't get a +1 movement like most teams do, but they do start out with block and dodge, which is known as blodge. It's very, very effective. It essentially makes it so you only go down on a 6, and it only makes you go down when you're tackling on a 1. So, let's go ahead and go down the list. As I mentioned with her name in the title, it would be horrible to not have her in. So Irin Yakakuro is participating. Hopefully she doesn't blow up any space stations. She tends to do that, and hopefully she doesn't kill me because I have Kagyo on the team. Now, along with that, we have the half ghost, half human Yomu Konpaku, who will be doing much the same thing as Iran, minus killing me. And then, of course, we have a very special guest, or guest rather. We have both the Scarlet Sisters. We have Vermilia and Flandra Scarlet, who generally don't get along and generally don't like playing with each other, but they decided to go ahead and participate for this little wonderful league. And hopefully with their blocking and dodging, they'll be able to tear up the field for me and not get killed. They're both vampires, so hopefully that'll help too. And hopefully they don't just, eat people. And then the linemen are your standard linemen. They have average stats like all the other positions, but they only have access to dodge, so they're just going to be my fodder. And what better fodder to have than the strongest, Cerno, who will be pretty much just taking a pummeling in the line of scrimmage until she actually gets a skill or dies, whichever comes first. Also, we have Kotohime, who is generally a rules lawyer who will just keep an eye on everything and make sure nothing falls apart. And if that doesn't work out, she'll throw bombs. Also, we have Wriggle Nightbug, who's known for a wriggle kick, which I don't even know if you even kick in this game, but hopefully she'll just start kicking people, and that'll work out fine. And then for our 12th player, who's just going to be our backup, we have Hong Mei Ling, who's generally specialized in blocking things. So hopefully they can pass over to this game. Now, as for the teams that we're going to be going up against, we are going to be going up for this week. We're going to be going up against pixelpirate 81 with his team, the Floating Turds, which is a Skaven team. Which, for those who don't know what Skaven are, they're like rat people. And I'm not exactly sure about their team setup. I haven't even looked at the stuff yet. I'm going to have to get some video for that in a second. Our other person, we have Knorr, which I've referenced in some of my videos just for people who want to watch actual matches. I do definitely suggest watching Knorr's videos. He has a lot of Blood Bowl videos. He will be playing as an undead team called No Refunds. I do look forward to seeing what sort of fancy little names he's come up with for his team, or what his friends figured out. He usually has his friends name the team. And then, well, that's me fumbling on words there. Alright, we also have the Crooked Devil, who has the Howling Horrors, which is a necromantic team. So far we have both the undead, we have a lot of undead teams already. And we already have more, which is we have Marijin with the Bonafide Barstawards, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's going to be a Kimri team, which is yet another undead team with regeneration. So we have a lot of regeneration, kind of bashy sort of teams. And then the person that made this league in the first place, Shadowhawk 2012, will be participating as Hail to the Cheats, which is a goblin team. So those are the 6 teams, including myself, who will be playing as Help Me Iran, the Amazon team. And our first match is going to be against the pixelpirate 81, the Floating Turds Skaven team. So hopefully I do not die horribly. It looks like we got about half agility, half bashy teams, which I think is a pretty good balance. Hopefully it'll work out in the end. And hopefully I don't roll awful. Or maybe I should roll awful and just be that guy. But that's about it. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. Some of you guys might keep noticing my comments in some places and might be wondering if I'm going to be doing more Blood Bowl, and yes, I will. At the very least, I'll be doing 6 matches. Hopefully, without assuming that, cyanide doesn't crash on me or anything. But, like I said, it's going to be probably a weekly thing. I don't know when I'll upload. How it's going to work is, supposedly both of us are going to be recording, and both of us will be on Skype talking, and so all of that should be picked up on Skype, on the recording or Fraps or whatever, and from there we can be just we'll at least each have a video, so if one of us fails to our recording messes up, the other person can easily back us up, and we'll all have our own videos for our own channels, so I think it works out. So when I actually get the first match done, I will upload it and, well, enjoy. So I am Depressed Eeyore, and this was just a brief update letting you know about this Bloodbowl league I'm participating in. See you guys.